If you haven't played Inside, then you really owe it to yourself to do so. It really surprised me. It's got to be one of the best indie games ever. I've just completed Limbo for the first time. I went straight into Inside afterwards because it's the same guy that made it. I think it might be one guy that made these two. He's under Playdead is the developer, but these are the only two games they've got. Inside is definitely better than Limbo. So if you like Limbo, you're going to absolutely love Inside. It's a strange type of game. It's not my normal sort of game. It's a 2D puzzle platformer, 2.5D. Got some depth in the background, but you're always moving along one line to the right. Not my normal sort of game. I'm more into bullet hells, ARPGs, something like that. But I find myself playing these puzzle platformers lately, these indie type games. And I knew about Limbo. It surprised me. Inside, like I said, is even better. What impressed me most is that it works both on the Steam Deck. It's a lot of fun, worth playing on the Steam Deck. If you've got one, headphones on really helps immerse yourself in it. But it works equally as well as a controller gamer sitting on a sofa playing on a 65-inch TV. It works just as well. And that surprised me because some of these games don't work on both. I suspect those of you playing on a PC with monitor, you're halfway between the two. Maybe it's a little bit different. But there's a certain demand, I think, that I have from a game that I'm going to play on the TV. I want to be able to play them on both. I want to be able to, if I go on holiday, I want to be able to take the Steam Deck with me and carry on my games. And this worked, but this is such a good game. It's a very strange end. I didn't expect that. Limbo isn't like that. The last half hour, something like that, is very strange and different. And it does get progressively harder with the puzzles, though they're not too hard. I got stuck a few times. But this is a game that has an overwhelmingly positive review for both reviews and recent reviews. 22,000 total reviews, 1,000 recent, even though this game is almost a decade old. The previous game, Limbo, is about 15 years old now. They work brilliantly on Steam Deck, and you can pick them up for next to nothing. Inside's currently available on Steam. It's $16.99, but you'll pick it up for a couple of dollars on both the discount sites and the key shops. So you can get it really cheap. You can actually find a bundle with both games in, and you'll probably find it on Steam sales every time there is one. I can't recommend this more highly. It's led me in a different direction that I now found myself looking for puzzle platformers. I like the 2D, the 2.5D, but it doesn't just have to be that. After that, I've gone into Deadlight, which I'm going to do a review for as well. And that's a lot of fun. That's also 2D side scroller, but that's got some storyline to it with some cutscenes. Inside and Limbo do not have that. It's a pure playthrough. If you're someone that likes to get the achievements, then they're actually quite surprising. I completed the whole story, but had only done 7% and only got myself one achievement. When I looked at them, what you really need to be doing as you're moving to the right always, and this is probably true with Limbo, but I can now see that it is true with Inside, that as you move to the right, anytime you get to a point where you could actually go to the left again, so maybe you're jumping off a cliff into water, make sure you're swimming to the left because you're going to get a bit more out of this game because you're actually going to find some of the achievements. If you see any yellow power lines, then that's going to really help you. Do not go past those points. Do not go over anything where you can't go back on yourself, because if you see the yellow power cables, then that's a sign that there's an achievement coming up. But if you're not worried about that, you're just going to move all the way to the right. But 95% rating on SteamDB for a game that came out a decade ago, that's really impressive. I'm sure you've heard of this. You must have heard of Limbo and Inside. Inside is the better of the two, but if you haven't played either of them, go play Limbo first. You may as well. That's got such a high rating as well. I'm going to guess that's going to be in the 90s as well. There's 12,000 reviews, 91%. So that's really good. But Inside is absolutely brilliant. Again, works perfectly on the Steam Deck. It's not going to use up any of your battery. You don't need to turn up any of the settings. You can run this on 30 FPS with everything turned down. Your battery's going to, game only takes 5-6 hours to get through. You will be able to play it on one charge on Steam Deck if you turn your settings down, and you're not going to be disappointed. It's a very impressive game. It's weird. It's hard to know exactly what the story is. I don't think it sets it up. If you were to read the Steam page, it says, hunted and alone, a boy finds himself drawn into the center of a dark project. Inside is a dark, narrative-driven platformer combining intense action with challenging puzzles. It has been critically acclaimed for its moody art style, ambient soundtrack, and unsettling atmosphere. And that's all completely correct, but it doesn't really give away any of the story. You're playing as a nameless boy in a bleak, dystopian world. You've got some stuff going on in the background, so you can see what's going on. You're going to be running through a forest to begin with, but then you're going to maybe be chased by armed guards. You're going to see prisoners in the background. It's very strange the way it's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's not like anything that I've played before, but it's now led me in this direction where I think I'm going to be playing a lot of the indie puzzle platformers. They don't have to be 2D. I moved into Arise, A Simple Story. After that, I'm now playing Omno. Neither of those are 2D. They're both 3D. But they're nice, simple games with some sort of puzzles to solve. You can play through them in definitely under 10 hours, but maybe even under 5. I've been using a website called How Long to Beat, if you're familiar with that or not. That allows you to import your library from Steam, and then you can actually sort it by how long it takes to complete the main storyline. And then I've been using that to then pick certain games. Anything under 10 hours I've now installed on both PC and Steam Deck. They're normally quite small file sizes, so I can get them all installed, and then they're lined up for me to play through. It means that I can create a load of content and I can talk about a load of games. I'm getting the satisfaction of completing some games because I think maybe I've spent far too long playing games that are going to take hundreds of hours or maybe actually never get completed. Channel I started because I was excited for Path of Exile 2 coming out, so a lot of my early videos were to do with that. I've also put in 200-300 hours into Elden Ring over the last couple of years, and I still haven't completed that. I keep starting it again, trying different builds. Then I get to a certain point where I'm a bit bored. So it's nice to be completing some games. I'm not necessarily doing the achievements, like I said, but then that feels like maybe if I really enjoyed the game, I've got a possible chance to go back and play it again. I think if you leave it for a year or two, you're not going to remember that. Portal and Portal 2 kind of set off this new play style I've got, or a game choice style that I have. So I'm not married to the 2D, but puzzles, nice to solve. Single player, I used to play a lot of multiplayer games, whereas it seems to be single player, and anything that works on both a big screen TV and a Steam Deck, you can expect me to be covering that. And I think that says a lot. Again, there's a lot about a game that can do that. Simple controls, you're moving, you're jumping, you're grabbing, you're pulling. There's nothing else to do. You can't take a long fall. Like I said, if you want to do the achievements, then anytime you can go back to the left for new paths, then do that and you'll discover stuff. You don't have to do any of it. It's fine. Like I said, it's under 5 hours to complete. Minimalist art, strong lighting, muted colors. It's sort of grey scales, black and white. Really good. This story is quite a bit different from Limbo. Again, Limbo didn't really make much sense, but it didn't matter. It was absolutely fine. Go and read the Steam page after playing it and you'll realize that you didn't know any of that. It's a lot of fun. I don't know what else I can say about it. It surprised me. It runs brilliantly on Steam Deck. It's worth playing on a big screen TV on PC. It's great on controller. I couldn't tell you what it's like mouse and keyboard. If there's any issues with that, then please put it in the comments. And if you're interested in any other games that I'm going to cover, then please do and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I had a break and I'm back now. I got a ban for doing some anime videos, so I'm going to stick to mostly gaming now. And it's really fun to be back on the mic and talking. I think the mic's a lot better now, so if you're noticing that I sound better, then please let me know. I used ChatGPT to fix some of the settings. I thought it was my asthma that was making the breathing show up on the mic, or you could hear it all the time. I'm already going to go into Little Nightmares, which I've got 1 and 2. I hear 3's come out, but it's not very good. They changed the company behind it, and they haven't done well. So Little Nightmares 1 and 2 looks good. ChatGPT recommended Planet of Lana for me. I've got that in my wish list now. I'm picking up some other games. But anyway, if you haven't played it, Limbo and Inside are absolutely incredible, and I cannot recommend them more highly. Thanks for watching. I'm Bifties. See you all next time.